It's funny, everybody's outside snow blowing their driveway right now. But I'm not gonna snow blow mine yet. Why? Because it's still coming down like cats and freaking dogs out there. And snow blowing during a snowstorm, it's pointless. I got a freaking 10 horse, 28 inch cut. You know what? I'll deal with it tomorrow when the freaking snow stops. Anyways, guys, how the frig's it going? Work shift is over. Got a little bit stuck on a call. I had to support one of my own staff because their laptop was broken and I had to help them fix it. So a little late to go. I don't have the Fitbit on. I had to take it off. Damn thing. Fitbit's not been having the greatest battery life as of late. I charged it on Friday. I shouldn't say that. Charged it on Saturday after New Year's, and then it died this morning. So that's 4 days. That's pretty good. I know the new Versa, they say it can get, not the Versa, the Sense can get 6 days, but I don't really want to shell out $250 for a watch that tells me that I'm, fat. Anyway, guys, not too much going on. I was friggin' laughing today on Facebook. Somebody posts a picture of friggin' Trudel, and it says, don't worry, baby, I got you. Check your bank. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I went and checked, and, yeah, you want to know how poor I am? I still got a GST check. Oh, shit. See, I never got GST when I worked at Ontario. I made too much money. And, well, next year will probably be my last year of getting those GST checks because of, how much I earned. But the year after that, not only am I going to get some shitty no GST checks, I'm probably going to end up owing the government money on my income tax because I'll be paying in too much, or not paying in enough. I don't know how it works. Why does it smell like somebody took a dump down here? Did you totally hork a shit down here, bud? You probably did. Or was it you, potato face kitten cat? Did you totally hork a shit? Yeah, I figured as much. Any hoozle. I was thinking about going out to Dollarama tonight and buying 2 packs of salt and then putting a big pot of water on the stove, just loading it up with the salt serum, making some super ass awesome salt water, not to neutralize the battery in the garage, but basically to pour down the drain to try and melt that ice, because guess what? We still have water in the sink, but it is going down, so I don't understand where it's going. Not over to this one. I got a plug in it, but seeing how they're pretty much level, I'm going to assume it's slow draining. Just throw the heater back down there under the sink and just see what happens. So we got this great idea, right? So in Ontario with the new friggin' lockdown regulations, indoor dining is no longer a thing, which sucks. Like when Nikki comes up next time, we won't be able to go to our favorite restaurant in town called Sills. Highly illegal Corey Trevor to dine indoors. And you can get takeout, but the problem is with takeout is it's not the same as eating it there fresh off the broiler, right? They pack it up into containers, you get it home, and it's like, it's aight, but it ain't tight. So then we got to thinking about modern problems require modern solutions. Like as a joke on Facebook, I posted the whole thing. It was a picture of Jack from The Shining when he's out in the cold and he's frozen over. I'll show you right here. And, good news, at least outdoor dining's available, patio dining, whatever you want to call it. So my big idea was, why don't we get some ice tents like what I had last year, that freaking Freybill that lasted 4 runs? But go get some ice tents. I mean, go to a restaurant like Sills, for instance. Their patio section has no tables on it because they pull them in the winter, because who the hell's going to go eat friggin' food on a patio in the winter? Bring those tents over there. We set them up on the patio, put a folding table in there, a couple chairs, and boom shakalaka, outdoor dining in style. Slam my freaking heater in there, and dude, we are living it up, Well, I didn't realize that the owner of one of the bistros in town is on my Facebook and took my idea a little bit too serious. Like, we were joking around about making a restaurant and calling it the Grub Hub, because that's what those things are called. The tents I had last year, that Freybill, it's called a hub, an ice fishing hub. Some people call it a shack, but shack I like to reserve for those sheds on skis that people tow out behind a sled or a quad or a truck and leave out there all season until, the season ender, and then you got to pull it off the lake. But, those are called hubs. So, sure enough, they went and got some dome tents, some hubs, and set them up at their bistro for outside dining. So, for people who want to come in and dine, but you can't dine inside the place, guess what? We got your solution. Yeah, you're welcome, bistro. You're welcome. I don't mind hooking you up with great ideas. I just let Stimpy out for a quick shit. My goodness. Some of those friggin' snowdrifts out there are so friggin' tall. He went running, and all of a sudden, poof, he was gone. He was up to his back in snow. And then he comes coming back, and he just looks at me like, what the hell, dude? And I'm like, bro, it's snowing out. What do you want? Goes and takes a dump, and he ends up planting himself to pack down the snow, and then he poops there. Oh my God. Winter. I don't like it. I like to say I envy my neighbor because he frigged off to Florida for the winter, but you know, that whole traveling thing I talked about on a previous vlog where if one of your members catches COVID, you got to stay behind for 14 days. That kind of blows. And I wouldn't want that to happen. But they're okay because they own a place in Florida. So if they're stuck there for 14 days, they don't have to pay for a hotel. They just stay home and then get tested again and go. Oh, I still got to book my third jab. So that's going to be a thing. I'm going to get it despite I talked to a bunch of people on Facebook who got it. And one girl, her first shot, got it, nothing happened. Second shot, she got it. She felt like death blown over. And this third shot kind of crippled her for 3 days. And people are like, oh, every time you get the shot, it ups your risk of getting myocarditis. Whatever the heck that is. But, like, I don't know. I think if you're unhealthy, then the shot's going to kick your ass. And if you're pretty healthy and you got a good immune system, then you should be able to walk it off pretty damn good. That's my logic anyway. I'm probably wrong. Oh, and I know a lot of you guys are probably sick and tired of these walking, talking vlogs. I know some people like them. They just put them on in their car and listen to them like a podcast. But there's not much I can really do right now. Like, my life's not very busy. I'm still working on getting security checks for the new job and all that fun stuff because more security access and better conditions to work in. Like, now I don't have to bug my buddy who's a service officer 3 to use his admin credentials to fix things that I shouldn't be fixing. But like, I come from it. Like when I worked at Onterra was a single point of contact operation. We were tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? So if a client called in with a problem, we solved it. By the end of the call, we fixed their problem. If we didn't, we had to put the ticket on hold and then call to, like, if it was, like, for instance, a Cogeco internet problem or a Persona internet or now Eastlink internet problem, we would have to call them and be like, hey, got client so-and-so, they're having this issue. We've done everything on our end. It seems to be a DOCSIS issue. Or if it was Bell DSL, we'd be like, seems like everything on our end up to the radius is fine. Seems to be a cable issue, and then they would dispatch tech and go fix it and then contact us to resolve the ticket once it was repaired and everything was good to go. Now, with this job, it's different because they have a tiered IT support system. Like I said, like right now I'm service officer level 1, and I'm going right up to service officer level 2 or level 3. I'm skipping a step because I've been doing SO3 shit the whole time because, like I said, I don't do my job right. So whenever I came across a problem that I knew my credentials couldn't cover, I'd bug my buddy Jason or my buddy Blake and be like, bro, can I borrow your admin credentials real quick? I just need to go in and fix this your fault, and then buddy will be back in the races. Rather than me cutting a ticket to a service officer 3 or 2 or whoever can fix it, and then the ticket sitting there for a week or two while they're trying to do all their work to get caught up to do my job, why not just get it fixed now, right? Makes sense. But the problem is not everybody in my group, like on doing the same job I do, has the same expertise I do. A lot of them are literally telemarketers who wanted to give IT a try. And that's the reason why I bitch and moan and complain about people just not good and why I hate training. Because I can't train people on how to do the job if I don't know how to do the job. Literally, the position I have is the client calls in with a problem. Let's say it's an Outlook problem. I open up the Outlook ticket template and it has information in there. Grab the computer name, a description of the problem, a couple things for you to check, like, is offline mode enabled? Is the mailbox full? Is the client connected to the internet? Stupid shit. Basic shit. Stuff that, you're told to check at home with your own internet. Did they turn it off and on again? Stuff like that. Basic level troubleshooting. And I don't do that. I go above and beyond, and I will be like, they'll call in and be like, they can't do this. And I'll just dive right into the program, fix it, and send them packing. A lot of people, what they do, they don't know how to do that. So the client calls in, they roll the template, and then they escalate it to SO2. Then SO2 calls them back, tries to fix it. If they can't, then it's something deeper. They go to SO3. And then SO3 picks it up. And if they can't do it, then it goes to the highest tier, SO4. Which one day I'm hoping to be. And actually my cousin is about to retire from SO4, so I might opt for his job next year. I don't know. We'll see. So that's when I say I can't train, it's because I don't know how to I've never done the job right since day one. I never got training on how to do the job. I literally came into the company on February 14th, 2017, sat down at a desk with a lady. She showed me how to use the ticketing system. That took about 2 hours. And then I was cutting tickets on her behalf. And I was giving her advice on how to fix things. So then they put me on with another guy and said, okay, Adam's going to take the calls, create the tickets, hover over his shoulder. He basically shadowed me. And Buddy fell asleep while I was working, because I never asked him a question. He went to the boss and said, listen, Adam doesn't need training. He already knows what the hell he's doing. Just give him a login, put him on a terminal, and if he has problems, he can just reach out. And then I started doing the job right away. It got to the point where I was scheduled for training, but my manager contacted the trainer and said, well, Adam's already doing the job, so it'd be kind of stupid to take him off the phones for a week and put him through training. He already knows what he's doing. He's doing fantastic. Let's just let him go. And then not shortly after, like 3 months later, they put me on after hours, which normally they want you to spend at least a year of doing the job before they turn you loose on your own with no support, no nothing after hours. But they just put me on after hours, and I rocked that too. So that's why my manager was kind of scared last summer and the summer before, when they were getting calls for references from me for other jobs. Because he was like, holy shit, like they didn't want to lose me, but their hands were tied. They couldn't hire on full time until a recent change in the corporation that made them go, we need to hire on and fill in some vacant spots for the full-timers instead of filling it with contracts. And lo and behold, scope. Yeah, I'm trying to get that all sorted out. I'm still not in. I'm still SO1, but that's okay for now. SO3 will be on its way for me, and life will be different. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, right now my life is wintertime. I can't do much. It's freaking cold outside. It gets dark before I get off work. Can't really go ice fishing in the dark. Well, you could, but I don't really, I don't want to. That, and it's windy as hell out right now, so I don't want to deal with that either. But one thing, guys, that's kind of been crazy. I've been looking at 3D printers. Like, I'm not ready to purchase yet. There's still too much research. Like, you guys gave me a bunch of awesome ideas. Then I went on Amazon and looked up a bunch of ideas, and then other ideas came into play. That kind of made me go, huh, I didn't know that was an option. Did you guys know there's a 3D printer out there with a laser mod? So not only can you 3D print stuff, but then you can laser etch wood and metal. That's kind of cool. I saw that and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, my girlfriend Nikki does a lot of catering and like charcuteries and stuff like that for businesses. Like, if a business contacts her and says, hey, can you make us a charcuterie platter with all these things or whatever? Like, she'll do it and she charges. But if they say, like, but we want a custom board, well, I kind of want to get into making custom boards this summer. But what's more custom than, like, let's say, I don't know, Canadian Tire is doing a Christmas party and they want a massive charcuterie board, but they want the Canadian Tire logo on it and a bunch of it. With this machine, I could actually laser etch the Canadian Tire logo into the charcuterie board, and that would be like friggin' straight up customs. And that would just up the value of it big time, because now they got this like branded charcuterie board they can hang up in their staff room or whatever after they're done destroying all the meat, cheese, pickles, and all that other crap that's on. So that kind of got my attention too now. So now I'm kind of like the Ender 3 doesn't have this option. It was another one I was looking at with the laser module, and I got to thinking, I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. Like, if I can mix my little side gig, like I said, this summer I want to get into making my own baits, trying stuff to see what works, and then I got a couple places in town that would be willing to resell my shit. Then if I can make some good wares that actually work, not just look good, but actually fit the bill, then kudos, right? Make some extra scratch on the side. That'd be all right. A little bit of a side gig, with Bitcoin mining being one. And one day this YouTube will get money back, because I wasn't like Dear John. That was, your stats are lower than they need to be. Pretty much like what happened to everybody else in the world of YouTube after they changed the rules and regulations So once my numbers pick back up, if they ever do, if they don't, hey, whatever. Never expected this to be a job. You know, subscriber count's dropping every day, but it's because I'm producing quality content like you're watching right now. And it is what it is. If I start getting into some better content and grows, then YouTube might turn around and be like, hey, congratulations on putting in the effort. Here's your AdSense back, and that's another residual income. That's like what I told a lot of people when the regulation came into play and full screen dropped everybody who was under the, you know, you had to have like 1,000 subscribers minimal. You had to have 4,000 hours of view time in a month or something like that. You had to have... oh, there's another stipulation in there too. I can't remember what the heck it was. But once you meet all their credentials, they reinstate your AdSense. I didn't get mine pulled because of, like, I wasn't meeting the community guidelines. It's because I wasn't meeting the AdSense guidelines. So they didn't shut me down. My AdSense is still up and running. It's still there. It's just I'm not a YouTube partner. But there's still ads rolling on the videos because there's ads rolling on anybody's video now because YouTube will claim 100% monetization versus anybody who what's the word I'm looking for? Versus a partner where they claim, what is it, 55-45 or some shit like that, or 32-68. I can't remember what the numbers are off by hand. Now, the one thing that's kind of cool is because my AdSense is still there, when I do a live stream and somebody donates with a super click, per se, I get that money. So that's pretty awesome. So in the past, I mentioned I bought Oreo a bed off of, where did I go for that? Walmart. And I was like, look at the bed you guys bought Oreo. It's because the money that I got from a couple of live streams from super clicks, I used some of that money and I got Oreo a bed because he needed a bed for the computer room. All he had was a blanket, and, you know, he was pretty comfortable in it, but nice to see him in that other bed. Like, he's stupid comfy in that thing. He's so happy. But that's where the live streaming comes in, and that's been the major money maker, which is the odd donation here and there. However, what's nice about live streaming is, let's say I go for 4 hours in a live stream. Okay? I sit down on my computer at 7 and go till like 11 or midnight. 4 or 5 hours. Let's say I have 20 people consecutive views. All right? That average live stream will generate an extra 140, 160 hours on my monthly total. Actually, more than that. It'll actually generate, about 160 hours. That's what the last one was. So the more viewers I get watching the live stream, the more hours that get picked up. And that's what I was telling people to do, is if you want to get it to come back, do some live streams. Do some long live streams. If you're going to play a video game, stream it on your channel. Even if your channel is not about live streaming or video games. Just put it up there, get the hours. Once you have the hours, you'll get your AdSense back. But the problem is if your videos aren't producing a lot of views, you're not going to make much money off of it anyway. Like I said, when I got the Dear John letter that they were pulling my AdSense because I wasn't meeting the goals. Mind you, back then I was only vlogging whenever the hell I wanted to, maybe put up 3 videos a month. And they kind of pulled the service. I was only doing, even when I was vlogging every day, I was only doing maybe, luckily, $75 to $100 Canadian a month. The pay on YouTube is not what it used to be, that's for sure. I remember back in the day before Adpocalypse, like in 2016 when I did it full time, I was not bringing an awesome pay. It was like $600 a month, which was pretty good for my channel. In the end, it wasn't like, kid behind a camera money or friggin' Neebs gaming money. It wasn't something I was about to hire a cameraman off of to friggin' follow me around and shoot video. Still had to do everything on my own because I couldn't afford to pay attention. I never did this. Never picked up the camera. Never ever thought that this would become my job. It would always be cool if this was my job. Like if I was like Mav and making the money he makes, where he can afford to do crazy shit. Like last year when they had the ice break on Lake Ontario, and a lot of people lost their ice fishing gear, he turned around and went out and bought a bunch of ice huts and ice fishing gear and went to these people's houses and gave them brand new shit to replace the shit they lost. That would be pretty cool to do, you know, or to do like Kid Behind a Camera did the one year for Thanksgiving, where they went out and bought like 20 turkeys, 20 boxes of stuffing, like 20 Thanksgiving dinners pretty much, and gave them away to families in need. He didn't make a video about giving them away because if you're going to do a charitable thing, you know, don't videotape it. That's kind of dickish. It's like those assholes who go and buy a cheeseburger for a homeless person on the street and then jam a camera in their face. Very, very dick move. Like, don't jam a camera in their face. You can say, yeah, I went and did that. Like, you know, my girlfriend, Nikki, they were doing a bunch of turkey dinners where it was, that container there is full of turkey. Full of turkey. But she had a lot more. And they were doing turkey dinners. And it was like $14.99. You get a whole bunch of turkey, some stuffing, cranberries, all the fixings, right? But it was for Christmas dinner. And they didn't sell them all out, so they had about 20 of them left. So she ended up driving around her city, and whenever she saw, like, at the side of the road, you see those guys at the signs, spare change or whatever. She pulled up and she rolled down the window, and if there was like 3 of them there, she gave them 3 turkey dinners. Like the gift of calories. Perfect. You know? She never filmed it. She told me she did it, and I was like, that's friggin' awesome of you. That's pretty friggin' awesome of you. Like, that's awesome to do. You know, it'd be nice to be in a position where you can do that. But the other problem with having a massive channel is the flack that comes with it, you know? Like, look at Kid Behind a Camera, for instance. I don't know if he still makes videos. He probably does. He literally has to have security on his property. Like, he's got a guard on his property because people randomly show up and just mess with him. You know, who wants that? From just because you want to make YouTube videos and entertain people. You get the jealous people out there that just gotta cause problems. Nobody wants that in their life. So that's where you're just... I'm happy with the way my channel is, you know? Yeah, you know what? Subscriber count's going down, but you know what? The view count is staying the same because the dedicated viewers are sticking around to watch the content. And that is who I appreciate. You know, you guys... You know, I average about 300 to 500 views a video. I don't know who most of you are because it's only the regular people who comment, like 2CV Bloke and Jessica S. and Bulldog Badger. And I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning anybody's name right now because I don't have my comments in front of me. But it's not, like, not everybody's commenting, but they're still showing up for the show. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that big time. Subscriber count means nothing to me. It's the people who want to show up and see what's going on in my life because they're interested, or the people who offer advice when I have a question about, like, say, 3D printers, drones, cameras, people who want to throw down their opinion so I can take that into consideration when I make my next move. You know, this summer, I was like, you know, with this new job, I'm going to have some extra money. Maybe I'll get myself a watercraft. And then I was thinking boat, but then I was like, oh, with a boat, you know, you got to, like... I don't know how hard it is to one man send a boat to the lake. Probably a pain in the ass. And I was thinking, well, maybe a kayak, a fishing kayak or something. That'd be all right. And I'm sure a lot of you out there probably do fish too. And you probably do own a fishing kayak. And you probably got some opinions on it. Like I know my friend Struckus. He's a big, big fan of the, balls. Canadian Tire sells the brand. I can't remember it now. Pelican. The Pelican kayaks, you know. And then I got another friend who's a big, big fan of another brand. And some people are like, oh, if you're going to get a kayak, make sure you get a pedal drive system because if you're going to be fishing, the last thing you want to have to do is reach for the paddle. And it's true. I can believe that. So like a Phantom drive, or not Phantom, a Mirage drive or a propeller drive would be the way to go. Or even one of those electric jobbies, but I looked them up and they're basically the price of an aluminum boat with a motor. So, piss on that, right? But no, I appreciate you guys who show up and check out my shit. Like, I friggin' 100% do appreciate you. Because, man, it's rough out there on YouTube, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to grow. Like, I kind of don't want to explode. I don't want to... Like, look at Tommy. When Tommy hit 100, Tommy MC there, friggin', what's his name there? I think it's just Tommy. Tommy 1028 or some nonsense like that. When he blew up big, he got so much flack. He got ripped apart by people. And now he's got like 102,000 subscribers, but he barely clears 400 views a video. That's kind of upsetting. Like, I'm 14,000 subscribers, and I barely clear 500 views a video. So, at least my ratios are a little bit more acceptable. If I had 100K and I wasn't clearing that much, you know, a lot of people would be like, hey, did you buy your subs? I'd be like, no, I can't afford to pay attention, let alone buy fake robots to subscribe to my channel. Pull up. But anyway, yeah, today's video, not too much going on. Tomorrow I don't have to get up so early because I don't have to work at 8:30. Oh, life just got better. I probably am going to get up early anyway. I got up at 7 today. I did some cardio. The other reason why I want a 3D printer, let me tell you, I don't know how hard this is going to be to pull off, but I'm working on it in Blender. I rode my bike and I watched TV, but let me tell you, this bike sucks for watching TV because trying to look through that Proform thing into the screen, you're doing this like sideways lean. So I'm thinking if I pulled it out and put it right here-ish, I could do it. But one of the problems with this bike is, like, I got it for free, so who cares, right? This battery tray over here is covered. This one here is redneck because it never came with the lid. So I'm trying to learn how to do Blender because what I'm going to do is measure out the other side and then flip it, print it, and hopefully it'll friggin' solve my problem with the battery staying in because kind of a pain in the ass. And I looked all over this thing here and there is nowhere to put an outlet. This thing will not plug in. This is a crappy bike. But whatever. Hey, free is free, and that's okay for me because I love free shit. Especially exercise stuff during COVID, man. Scores. But yeah, there's nowhere to put an outlet on this thing. I looked it up and down, left and right. Nothing. Like, there's some on, I looked at one on Canadian Tire. There's somebody selling one of the Canadian Tire ones for $300, but I don't want to buy another bike because I already have one. But it's a regenerating bike. And apparently what it is it has capacitors built into it, or like a battery cell. So as you're driving it or you're pedaling it, it's charging up the computer so that you don't need to replace your D cells. So that's good. Now, this thing, I've been having a hell of a time finding a power adapter for it. I shouldn't say that. I looked online and I found a bunch of cheap Chinese ones that look like they'll do the job, but the picture on them is so garbage. Like, I got a universal upstairs I can plug into it. I just don't know how many voltages and what the polarity is. And, you know, you only have one shot at polarity because if you reverse it, 99% of the time, you smoke your electronics. Anyway, next year what I'm thinking about doing, like I said, get rid of that friggin' couch because it's covered in piss. There's no coming back from that. It's wrecked. And then I'm going to move stuff around in there, make a little bit more room for the exercise. And then, yeah, we can figure out how to power more shit. That, or, you know, we'll see how this SO3 thing goes. And if I get, like right now, I'll be going on contract, not like the contract I'm on now. I'll be contract with the company, not with another company working for the company. I'll be on contract with the company. So if after the 18-month, that's what they do an 18-month contract with probation. If they decide they like my performance, then they bring me on board full time. And then at that point they're balling, you know. Friggin' in it to win it. And then at that point there, I might decide to say, you know what, this house has served me for the many years that I've been in it, but it's time to get something a little bigger. Something where I can have a basement to put all my exercise gear in. It'd be nice to have the power rack in its own location with the Bowflex and other equipment that I want to bring into the house to work out. Like, you're probably all saying, just get a friggin' gym membership already. Well, if I had a gym membership, I'd kind of be euchred right now because them sea suckers are closed. So, I think they are. Pretty sure they are. Indoor dining's closed. I'm pretty sure indoor sweating while riding a CrossFit machine is pretty much banned too. But anyway, people, thanks for watching my walk and talk, because frig, what else are you going to do about it? I wanted to go ice fishing this weekend, but I promised my buddy Clifford that I would help him get a washer and dryer from Commanda. So, road trip. Oh, and it's at his sister's house, and his sister has cows. So, I get to lift heavy shit on the weekend and potentially pet cows. So, I'm liking the way this is playing out, mainly because of cows, because cows are awesome. In case you haven't realized, I like cows. Moo! 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 And you can bet your damn Skippy that if I still had Oreo's friggin' cow costume, he'd be wearing that too. Yup. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down here. Sorry for the not action-packed video. Once again, things you can let me know is, once again, 3D printers. You think it's worth it to get one with laser etching in it? Or should I just say screw it and get something else for that? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay safe, have fun, drink Diet Coke. I got nothing. Bye! Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.